Matthew Lyles was desperate for a job. He had been living paycheck to paycheck for too long and needed a way to make ends meet. So, when he received an offer to work for an accounting firm, he jumped at the chance. Compared to construction, the job seemed easy enough. He was just a file clerk responsible for organizing paperwork and keeping everything in order. The pay was good and the office was air-conditioned, which was a plus. He could finally stop sweating through his shirts every day. But as the job went on, something strange was happening to Matthew. Every day he would notice more and more hair falling out. Not just on his head, but all over his body. He was getting paler and his vision was failing. He started having trouble speaking and sometimes had to write things down instead. One day, as he was filing papers away in the back of the room, he noticed a strange smell. He looked around trying to identify the source but couldn't find anything. That's when he heard a voice behind him.
"I'm a hard worker,"
the voice said.
4 a.m. every morning, I stand straight up and sew my pants and shirt onto my upright body."
Matt turned around to see his co-worker, a strange man with pale skin and a wide, toothy grin. He was holding a candle that flickered with an unnatural light.
"Look,"
the man continued,
"the filing is easy and all, but if you find any candles in the back of the filing cabinets that make your head hurt, just ignore it. They go away."
Matt felt a chill run down his spine. This man was not right, and the candle he held was giving off a foul odor that made him feel sick. Suddenly, Matt's head was pounding. He began to hear a strange sound coming from the filing cabinet, almost like a pack of dogs barking. He sank away from the cabinet with trembling hands.
"Oh, you heard the dogs, didn't you, Matt? When you were near the filing cabinets,"
the man said with a chuckle.
"Don't worry, they aren't real. Just get back to work."
Matt was starting to regret taking this job. The longer he stayed, the more he felt like he was losing a part of himself. He couldn't explain it, but he felt like he was disappearing. "I feel like there used to be something under all this," he muttered to himself one day. "Like, who you see is Matthew Lyles? Come to find out, there's nothing. I'm all gone." As the weeks went on, Matt continued to deteriorate. His hair was gone and his skin was nearly translucent. His teeth were falling out and he could barely speak. He felt like he was losing his mind. One day, he was filing some paperwork away when he dropped a small manila envelope. It fell to the floor and he watched as it burst open, the contents spilling out onto the ground.
"The manila envelope fell to the floor,"
the strange co-worker said, watching from behind.
"It was done holding. It will lay there forever."
Matt felt like he was trapped in a nightmare. He wanted to escape this place, but God, the bills. The bills just kept piling up and he needed the money. "Matthew, you don't look so well," his boss said one day. "Are you forgetting you ever existed?" Matt tried to respond, but his mouth wouldn't form the words. He felt like he was fading away, like he was becoming nothing. Finally, one day as he was sitting at his desk, Matt felt a strange sensation wash over him. His skin started to tingle, and he felt himself being lifted out of his chair. He looked around and realized that the world was fading around him, replaced by a dark, pulsating void. And then he saw him, the Worm King, a massive creature made entirely of writhing worms, with eyes that glowed like hot coals. Matthew realized with horror that the Worm King was here to claim him. I'm sorry," he tried to say, but his voice was gone, and he was nothing more than a pale, fleshy worm.